So welcome viewers to Hawks Sports Network, where we are back live for the second game of this gold medal matchup between the St. Clair Saints and the Durham Lords. Mo Shashai here to call the game, and now I am joined by my broadcast partner, Jim Bialek. And Jim, what a crazy first game that was between these two teams.
You know what? You can't ask for anything more. You know, as the host and the convener of this championships, you've got the two best teams in the league, one game, winner take all, and an incredible outcome in the first gold medal game. Yes. So perfect weather, big crowds, big games.
Yep.
This is what student athlete post-secondary sport is all about.
And we were mentioning earlier the St. Clair Saints fans making the trip along with the Durham Lords fans, really creating a great atmosphere here in the ballpark. And we would like to thank our sponsors, Bel Air Direct and Home Run Sports.
I just want to get a quick point out there for the folks watching at home. Durham was a home team as going 2-0 directly to the gold medal game. For the second gold medal game, it went to a coin flip. The coin flip was done about 25 minutes ago, and the coin flip was won by St. Clair. That's why they're the home team here. So I hope that clarifies it for the folks at home, and let's have a good one there, Mo.
Yes, here we go. Sabrina Stalteri leading things off here for the Durham Lords. Stalteri coming up big there in that final inning, getting a 9-3 ground out to go, along with some couple of big plays there in right field.
And Salteri is one of the leading batters of the tournament. If my notes are correct here, she had 3 for 4 in the first game and 3 for 4 in the second game, and she had hit last game as well.
Of course, she had a .375 batting average throughout the regular season, and it would be Sarah Stiller on the rubber once again for the St. Clair Saints. So back-to-back starts for her.
There's the kind of the charm of women's fastball is a pitcher can go multiple innings and multiple games.
Stalteri is going to hit this one towards second, and she will be grounded out there. So the first out of the game.
I'm just going to give a shout out to our grounds crew. This is the third game of the day. Again, with the gold medal game happening, a second gold medal game, they did significant work on the ground, and you saw a perfectly placed ground ball with no bumps, no bruises to the infielder.
And that was Sarah Bonte making that play at second. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the same lineup for the St. Clair Saints, everyone in the same part of the batting order as well.
Again, coaches don't want to mix with success here. As you can see, Durham, after going 2-0 yesterday, they decided to keep their green jerseys and keep their first base dugout.
So maybe some superstition playing
always
does.
Here.
Yes, in the gold medal game. Coach is looking for any edge they can get here as that pitch skips in the dirt for a ball.
That was such an emotional first game.
Yeah.
I think the emotion takes something out of you, Mo, but I think the players may be a little bit weary. But hopefully the adrenaline takes over and carries them through for another 7.
Yeah, we'll see how both teams pick themselves up. Of course, Cassidy Scott trying to beat that one out. She's not able to do so. And good job there from Stiller, knocking that one down with her glove.
You know, you take a look at Stiller. She's keeping everything low in the strike zone. And Durham Lords at this point are just driving the ball into the ground.
So here is Ashley Wallace, the third baseman.
Certainly a power hitter in this lineup.
Seen her get under a couple of balls there, having a good swing, but of course not doing so that time, laying off for a ball. And she's going to sky this one way up high there. And good catch there from Roulette, playing at shortstop once again. So for the top of the half, it's still 0 runs, and it'll be the St. Clair Saints looking to get on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. So we'll lead things off here in the bottom of the first with Sarah Bondi. And of course, she led that last game off with a lead-off triple.
I don't know if people know this about Sarah Bondi, but she is also an incredible basketball player, leading the St. Clair Saints to many victories on the hard court.
Yeah, definitely show her athleticism as well on that triple.
And a fifth-year player.
Yes.
A fifth-year player, too. So this is her last collegiate game. So we'll see if she can. I know she's going to leave it all on the field. Let's see if she can get on base here early.
She hits that straight to Clark, who just flips it on over to first for the first out of the inning.
Looks like the Lords have a new pitcher on the mound. Ashley Black was stalwart through her starts, but certainly I got to guarantee, I'm going to make a prediction, Mo. If Durham's looking for someone to come in for an inning, do not be, I think Ashley Black is willing to go out there and give him a few if needed.
Of course, Emily Glendinning as well. Another pitcher that they do utilize in this staff, but of course it's Emily Hill making the start here. And it's Madison Clark at the plate. Finds yourself down early, 0-1, and that is also called for a strike now in an 0-2 hole. Madison
Clark could be the fastest. I've been with OCAA women's softball for about 8 years. She may be the fastest player I've ever seen. It's just incredible speed.
And you almost can be the same thing be said for Jordan Taylor, her teammate. Another speedster.
You know what? Makes a difference in this game. Absolutely.
We saw the St. Clair, they do like to play that small ball and use their speed. Here's Clark now. She finds her count evened up now at 2 apiece.
She is pitching. She's going up and down and going a little bit, testing the umpire to see how far outside she can go. Can she paint the black?
Close pitch there. Here's some grunts and moans from the Durham fan base. Of course, making the trip here.
I'm really pleased to see the amount of folks from Windsor that came up as well. That's a long trip.
And Clark will take that walk. And Jim, as you mentioned, you don't want to do that given her speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now batting number 13, first baseman Megan Lumley.
So the hero, Megan Lumley. What a home run that was.
And again, folks, Megan Lumley was the player of the game in the Saints' first game of the tournament.
Swinging through that one, of course, Lumley. We mentioned before, 3 home runs in the regular season. Carries a lot of power in that bat.
I was listening to a couple parents talking downstairs that last game. They thought that ball went out just as fast as it came in from the pitcher.
Lumley, she stays on top of that one, just fouls it back.
So again, this is a certain moment in the game. Your number 3 hitter, St. Clair does like to bunt, move runners around, but it's a real tough coaching decision. Take the bat out of one of your power hitters. So Doug Wiseman, choosing to let her swing away.
And she fouls it back again, still staying on top of those pitches.
Take a look at the pitcher for Durham, going up the ladder a little bit more each time. So she's either going to go, she's going to be inside or outside here, or she's going to continue climbing up that ladder.
And of course, good to see Emily Hill make the start for Durham. Of course, she took one of those balls right in the ankle. This one sky to left, and it's caught there. And the runner will have to be moving right back to first, so Madison Clark will remain there at first. And good catch there from Coles.
No, just a very good athletic play by the outfielder.
So Ali Sempt now coming to the plate. We saw her lay down a couple of bunts in that first game and might be still in the process of recovering from that injury.
Yeah.
Runner on the move here, Madison Clark, and it gets right past the Durham infield. Neither Clark or the shortstop, Melissa McKnight, able to come up with that.
Runners in scoring position here. St. Clair looking to break the donut.
well high. You see Clark there taking a big turn from second. Still might be thinking another stolen base here, maybe.
Well, I think what she's doing there, Mo, in all baseball terms, it's called a secondary lead in baseball where you get a lead off, but she's certainly getting off the base in case the ball gets put into play. There's one right back towards us.
Of course, with 2 outs, you are moving on contact. So the count now 2-1 for Sempt.
Take a look, Canadian flag is starting to blow out. Well, that could come into play later in the game.
And that one bobbled a bit there, and they have no chance of getting Clark. So Stanov not able to come up with that one in her glove, and results in Clark moving up to third base now.
Durham needs a clean play here.
Sempt fouls that inside pitch right back. 3-2, count goes full.
At this point, even though there's a runner on third base, the pitcher for Durham really has to hone in on the batter, because unless it's a pass ball, she's looking to go one-on-one with her and get her out to clean out the inning.
And she hits it straight to short. McKnight comes up firing away and making that out. So both teams are not able to score a run, so we're knotted up at 0 heading to the second inning. So after Sarah Stiller set down the side in order, it'll be the pitcher Emily Hill looking to change that around and help her own cause at that too.
I got to jump in here for a second, Mo. I'd just like to give congratulations, thank you to the Humber College staff.
Yes.
Mike Kopanak, the chair, Eric Savage, responsible for almost everything that's going on here, from the banquet to the playing field to the giveaways. It's just been a tremendous event. Parents, fans, people in the neighborhood have come up and just thanked us. The players are grateful for everything that has been done for them. So thank you to Humber College for your efforts.
And Hill ends up flying out to right field. Brownell under that one, first out of the inning.
Now batting number 2, shortstop Melissa McKnight.
So here is Melissa McKnight. Had a good first game, of course, in this gold medal matchup. Looking to keep that going here.
I was looking at selecting the All-Stars. No, I'm sorry, not the All-Stars. Players of the game from the last couple of games. And the Durham team, it was almost difficult because they'd get 11 hits and they get 11 hits from 9 batters. So, you know, it's really difficult when everybody in that lineup is putting the ball in play, getting on base, and scoring runs. So that's a credit to the Durham squad because they're dangerous up and down. We're normally getting a little weaker on the back end. They're not showing that at all.
McKnight, she's going to rip this into right field and stay safe. And good job there from Melissa McKnight, the shortstop, coming up with that single. So now we go with Sarah Seifred.
Now batting number 44, designated hitter Sarah Seifert.
So for Seifert, she actually started at first base in that first game, but here as the designated hitter.
And she had a tremendous game in that first gold medal game.
Yes. But I was surprised to see her start over Marina Christie, though. And of course, Christie, she is starting at first base, the batting champion.
You know what? I learned a long time ago not to question coaches.
Yes.
Jim Nemish is the winningest coach in women's softball history. So, you know what? I'll give him a little star on that one. Give him some credit to be putting his lineup together.
28 years as a head coach.
Which you don't know. You don't know if there's some bangs and bruises along the way, right?
True.
Or even matchups. So the coaches coach, the players play, and we just do our job up here in the booth.
Yes. Well put. So Seifert fouling this one off, staying alive in the count as she's in the hole 0-2 and might have hit a car or something there. The fans there looking back and giving quite the reaction.
Kind of a funny side note, the Hawks or the Humber group are giving away free peanuts all day today. I think when we're getting to 3:30 in the afternoon and back-to-back games, I think the parents are jumping into those peanut bags right now.
And that pitch off the mark. You hear the St. Clair supporters not agreeing with that one. 2-2 the call.
He's been pretty consistent on that outside corner.
Yes. And you see the same consistency being shown there. Same location and same call.
We talked about that earlier. You know what? You have to find out what the umpire strike zone is. I know the strike zone's a strike zone, but they do vary it a little bit.
For sure, yes. And Seifert, she ends up taking that walk, so McKnight will move up to second base. Runners in scoring position for the batting champion, Marina Christie.
Now batting number 12, first baseman Marina Christie.
That one will fall for the strike. Christie might just be gauging what Stiller is able to provide here.
Again, it's the first at-bat against this pitcher.
Pitch well outside the zone there. Easy one to lay off for Christie.
Just another funny side note. Take a look at some of these players. Look at the St. Clair shortstop, second baseman. These uniforms are dirty. That's a good sign.
Yes.
I don't know if that's back-to-back games or a good sign that they're in, all in.
So the count is evened up at 2 apiece for Christie. 1 out in the inning. Oh, a liner straight to the pitcher, and it's bobbled by Lumley. We've seen her struggle a little bit in that first game. Had a couple of errors, but that one really hurts with 1 out in the inning.
Loads the bases
Loads
here.
the bases as well, yes.
You know what? I was looking at a potential double play there because the Durham player on first did not break. It could have been a out at first and then throw to second for a double play. Now everything's changed.
So it'll be Coles now trying to help Durham out here. 2 runners at scoring position, 1 out. Can make quite the statement here, putting the Lords up on the board first. Swings through that one. Big hack there.
Stiller goes up the ladder a little bit there, which he didn't want to get behind, so certainly 1-1 is in the pitcher's favor.
And she was continuing to stay aggressive there. That pitch right down in the middle of the zone. Cole's able to foul it off, though.
What Coles needs to do here is she needs to put the ball in play. Anything in play, a ground ball, a fly ball, is a potential run scorer to get the game, get Durham on the board.
And this might not be enough to do it as it just goes straight to the second baseman, so no runner's able to move up there.
Umpires indicate infield fly rule, which means the batter's out and the runners leave at their own
now batting number 6,
if they wish, but certainly changes the inning right now.
Yes, it was the second baseman, Sarah Bond, of course, making that out, and here is the second baseman for Durham, Jamie Clark, now at the plate. Clark, the all-star, She's had a very good tournament, showing off the leather, and now having the bat in her hands, looking to contribute, put on some runs on the board.
She has the ability to do that. She's had a good tournament at the plate.
She's going to move a little bit there past the plate as the pitch grazes her off, going for a ball, 1-1. Another pitch low and in the zone.
Nowhere to put her.
Yep.
Nowhere to put her.
Showing a good eye here. And that one just catching the outer part of the zone, so count is even up at 2-2 Steelers. She's only issued one walk so far to Seafred. Of course, is there at second. And that will put the Durham Lords on the board first. Bring a 1 run. Left fielder bobbles that one, so 2 runs coming to score as Seafred comes around along with McKnight.
Big play there. That single produced 2 runs. Ball kind of ran up the left fielder's arm. Do you know what? That ball falls in front of her. Jim Nemish will hold the girl at third.
Yes.
Ball went to the side. It actually went to the center field side. Certainly opened up the door to score.
So a 2-0 game, and here comes the top of the lineup now. Sabrina Stalteri, and she sees herself in a 1-0 count.
She's been a hitting star for the Lords
Yes.
all weekend. You have to keep an eye on the St. Clair pitcher. She has just been outstanding, but this is now her 9th inning in the last couple hours. So
that arm might be finally getting tired here. Of course, no action in the bullpen, so looks like they're going to continue going to Stiller.
This is as a batter. This is as good a pitch as you're looking for. 3-1 count with a couple girls on base. Load the bases, it hurts. 3-1, you got the opportunity to see a pitch you want to hit.
Hitters count here. Let's see if Stalteri will be aggressive and take advantage of it.
Ball's up in the strike
pitch,
zone.
Yeah, but up in the strike zone, so she'll take a walk.
It looks like there's some stirring in the St. Clair bench. Yes, there is. The bullpen
Now
is
batting number 21, center fielder Cassidy Scott.
number 10 for St. Clair is looks like she's got a ball looking for a catcher.
Yes, Olivia Elliott.
So Elliott is starting to throw.
Elliott, of course, a second in the OCAA and the earned run average.
And the pitcher of the year. So she's certainly, St. Clair's not going to lose anything if they need to go to the bullpen. Again, I can't stress enough Stiller's greatness she's had today.
Of course, Elliott, a 1.83 ERA in the regular season. But, of course, Stiller has a short lease, as you mentioned. 9 consecutive innings for her, back-to-back games. Slap hit there for Scott. And they'll end up taking it, so no run ends up scoring, but Durham still able to plate in 2. So they find themselves up 2-0 as the St. Clair Saints will come up to bat in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Leading off for the Saints, number 2, third baseman Jordan Taylor.
So here we go. Jordan Taylor has been named player of the game twice. So of course, it was Megan Lemley who stole the show. She looked to be the MVP of that game, the player of the game, of course, the first game of this gold medal matchup. So Lemley came through with her heroics, taking the ball there.
Taylor's been the hitting star the entire event.
Yes.
Just raking from the first pitch of the first game. You know, I'm just looking at that 2-0 already. You're down a couple runs. You need base runners. Her intelligence is showing through at the plate here early in the game.
So she signs herself now 3-0. Good patience and a good eye being shown here from Taylor.
It's almost what Taylor gets on base, a walk, a base hit turns into a double with her speed.
And watch out, because the Durham Lords, they have not been able to get her out as she's been stealing a lot of bases off this team.
Shortstop, Michaela Roulette.
So we'll see what they do here, of course, with 0 outs. And Roulette now at the plate.
I think that last batter, Taylor, was a little bit of respect being shown by the Durham pitcher.
Hale aggressive to start this count, 0-1. And here we go. She does it again. Jordan Taylor. They have not had an answer for that. Another stolen base for her.
We could have an injury here on the shortstop from Durham. It was kind of a swipe tag, and it looks like a little bit of a hand injury. I'm not sure if she's cut.
She got cut there. I think was cut on the thumb there.
I'm not sure if you got that on replay at second base. We were unable to get that one, but again, any type of a swipe tag or a tag, you have to go behind your body, put yourself in a vulnerable position. So as we have a delay here at the Brampton Fairgrounds, we will see how long this takes to see whether she's just going to get taped up, whether it is indeed a blood situation. But as we look over to the Durham dugout, it looks like Durham has a pitcher warming up as well.
You know, looks to be Ashley Black, I believe.
No, Ashley Black's a left-hander.
Okay.
That looks like number 6. It's kind of hard to see from this distance.
Yeah.
For the Durham team.
That is, well, number 6. Yeah, that's Jamie Clark.
No, sorry, folks. We're trying to get a number here.
Yeah, we don't have the best vantage point here to see them as.
That's potential. Oh, let me just try. That could be Emily Glendenning warming up in the bullpen right now. I
mentioned her name earlier in this broadcast, Glendenning. Of course, and I also mentioned yesterday in the article that was written about the awards that were handed out, Glendenning was named the secret weapon for this Durham team.
I don't think any player is going to pull themselves for an entry out of this game.
No.
I think the teams are here because they're great players, but they're also here because they're competitive.
And we saw it happen with Ali Senf, the catcher for St. Clair, of course, but she's back. So, of course, no changes. We're good to go. Melissa McKnight back in the game.
Again, no outs in the inning with the St. Clair Saints threatening.
That one jammed her a little bit, but still skies it up there. And you saw McKnight making that out. Good to see that after she had to head to the bench.
I think the St. Clair player is going to be a little disappointed in her swing there. When you have a player on second base with with nobody out, you want to push the ball to the right side. If you're going to make an out, you want to make a productive out. But again, St. Clair is very talented and everybody can hit the ball, so still a potential run scoring situation.
Yes, the shortstop, Roulette, popping out there to another shortstop, McKnight. So that brings Brunel at the plate. She's going to rip this one, but McKnight comes up with it, and they're going to tag it for 2. How about that? Melissa McKnight involved in all 3 outs in the inning.
You'd think Melissa McKnight was injured there, potentially being pulled from the game for an injury, comes back, and again, makes a put out and then a double play. So St. Clair girl on second base, nobody out, unable to push a run across.
And of course, with that, a 2-0 game still remains. And it'll be the Durham Lords now heading up to the plate in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Off for the Lords, number 32, third baseman, Ashley Wallace.
So here comes Ashley Wallace. She popped out to short in her first plate appearance.
No more action in the St. Clair bullpen. Coach Wiseman comfortable with Stiller continuing on this game. And again, she's been outstanding. This is now her 10th inning in a row of pitching this afternoon.
And of course, no action also in the Durham bullpen now. And Stiller, she's going to have to make a play on this. Good job there. Coming off the rubber and firing away at first.
She's proven to be a fine defensive player as well.
Yes.
Knocking down balls and getting outs.
And speaking of talented pitchers, Emily Hill for Durham. Swings right through that one, though. Hill putting a good charge into this one, and caught there by the left fielder, Haley Pierce. Good job tracking that one down deep in the outfield.
Anything in the air is being caught by both teams. Again, incredibly athletic ladies in the outfield.
So Hill, after flying out to center, this time flies out to left, but putting a good charge into those balls. And here comes Melissa McKnight fouling off the first pitch. McKnight, of course, had a single in her first plate appearance. Eventually came around to score the first run of the game.
And again, it's been playing very good defense for the Lords.
We actually saw her make all 3 of those outs in the previous inning.
Stiller seems to find her mark again after struggling a little bit last inning.
That pitch well up high.
St. Clair catcher, talk about a warrior.
Yes.
She had to be pulled from the game after getting hit by a foul ball. Struggled a little bit here, but there's no way she's coming out of the game.
Yeah, she still stayed in that game too. But as the hitter, Roletta, who's starting at shortstop, she came in as the catcher.
She certainly looks like she could be, if there was, she could be in line for a OCAA Heart Award for the effort she's doing.
Yep. And close pitch there, eventually called for a ball. So ball 4 for McKnight. She's going to take a base. Second time she's reached base.
Now batting number 44, designated hitter Sarah Seafred.
And here is Sarah Seafred. So speaking of issuing walks, Seafred, she drew a walk in her first plate appearance, taking that inside pitch for a ball as well.
the 2-0 count, it falls into the favor of the batter here. Stiller certainly doesn't want to walk another player, so she's going to have to come closer around the strike zone.
So CSC Fred will be aggressive. Thinking about that. That pitch is low. McKnight easily tagging up. Good heads-up base running there from Melissa McKnight.
Now she's in scoring position, 3-0 count. I'm not sure what the coach is going to do. She'll let her swing away, or she's going to look at one.
And she'll look at that one for a strike. As you see her giving a little nod to her coach.
Just take a look at the coach, making no signals at all, so you can leave it in her hands.
And sadly, with 2 outs, it won't be able enough to move McKnight to third, and that will end the inning. So we'll be going to the bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-0. Durham Lords with the lead.
I'm going to jump in there for a second. News from Windsor, well, actually Tecumseh. Congratulations to the St. Clair Saints winning the OCAA 2017 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. In fact, they have been the only winner since OCAA baseball came into play 5 years ago. They knocked off the Humber Hawks 1-0 in Game 1 of the gold medal game. So final results are St. Clair is the champions, the Humber Hawks as silver medalists, and the Fanshawe Falcons from London as bronze medalists. And a thank you goes out to our hosts, St. Clair College Saints, for their efforts this weekend. Again, St. Clair Saints men's baseball champions.
And the St. Clair's women's softball team, they're in position to win an OCAA championship of their own. And how about that?
They got a little work to do here. But again, they were down to their final batter the last game.
Final out, yeah.
Final out.
Final out.
And the game changed on a dime.
Wow. That was a very entertaining game and a wild ending. It's been entertaining game after entertaining game, though, throughout these postseason.
St. Clair threatened last inning with a girl on second base with nobody out, unable to move her another base.
Yep. McKnight not able to come around to score. And this is Ali Telfer, the pitcher, but the DP here. And she strikes out swinging.
It's really evident that the pitcher for Durham Hill is playing up in the strike zone. She gets that first strike a little bit higher, next strike a little bit higher than that. And the umpire's strike zone seems to accommodate that right now. Inside, outside, really that's taken away, but going up the ladder is certainly helping the pitchers.
And again, another strike, yeah.
Another pitch at the numbers.
And Haley Pierce, this is her first official at-bat of this game. She's going to pop this one, and...
Oh, I think we're going to have to credit a fan on an error there.
Looks like a lot of our fans here moving away from the ball.
We got an E on the gentleman in the white polo shirt down there, but that's not going to affect the game.
So back-to-back strikeouts for Emily Hill as Haley Pierce goes down swinging.
Here's the straw. Sarah Bondi stirs the drink of the St. Clair Saints. She is certainly the player the Saints need to take over, and she did that in the first game, leading off with a triple.
Yep.
It's still early. It's her second at bat of the game.
Yep. Still 0 for 1, but as you mentioned, very early in the game and can quickly turn things around here. But she's going to sky this one up high, and it will be caught there by the first baseman. So that will end this inning as Marina Christie makes that catch there.
That was Bondi swinging at the first pitch for the second consecutive at bat. But you know what? Batters, that may be the best pitch you're going to see, and she proved that in the first game, taking the first pitch of the game for a triple. So don't question their pitch selection, because they know what's working, and obviously as a 5-year superstar, she's going to make the best decision. Unfortunately, hasn't come her way here, but there's still a lot of ball to be played.
Yep, 3 up, 3 down for the St. Clair Saints.
We have a pitching change.
Yeah, and it looks like Elliott is officially checking into this game.
I'm going to, whether it's 2-0 or not in this game, I'm going to officially putting a star next to Stiller's name here.
Yep.
I just
hard to argue against that.
We've seen great effort over the course of 10 innings. She's given up 4 runs. Just outstanding work on the mound.
And we've seen the workhorses for a lot of these teams here really put in a great effort. Amy Leduc, another pitcher, making start after start for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Again, tip of the hat to Stiller. Her effort has been just outstanding. What a gutsy performance. But you know what? If you really took a look, Mo, she was really unable to give the same kind of performance she did.
Yes.
She was able to give up 2 runs, only 2 runs through 3 innings, but
Now batting number 12.
balls were a little bit low. I think she was getting tired.
Yep.
And I think she'd go out there if Coach Wiseman chose not to, but bringing in the pitcher of the year certainly isn't going to hurt the Saints.
So it'll be Marina Christie. She ended the previous inning making that catch there on the pop out, and she'll start things off here in the top of the 4th.
Again, the OCAA batting champion this year.
Yes, I was telling, yeah.
Elliott unable to find a strike zone.
Yep. Marina Christie, as you mentioned, the OCAA batting champion, .520 batting average, also led in on-base percentage with a .547 on-base percentage, showing that good eye here, up in the count, 3-0.
400 batting averages in OCAA softball is somewhat commonplace. Over 500, that's special.
That one catching the lower part of the zone, so Marina Christie not able to draw that walk just yet. 3-1 the count.
I do like the patience the Lord's batters are showing at the plate.
She'll take that pitch, though. It looks like she's taken all the way here, but might be forced to swing in a full count. It's gonna hit this one, and that will fall in there.
Certainly didn't get all of it, but
Yep.
enough to drop in over the shortstop. But
So a little bloop single there for Christie.
you got, credit her with patience there. 3-0 count. 3-1, 3-2. It wasn't the pitch she wanted. 3-2.
Haley Cole.
So once she wanted, she took it and got rewarded for it.
And here is Cole. She popped out to the second baseman in her first at bat. Showing bunt here, lays down a perfect bunt, and they just get her out by a step. A good bunt there from Coles.
Terrific play by the Saints defense. But then again, this is my pet peeve with baseball, softball. If you're asked to sacrifice, you're asked to give yourself up.
Yes.
So, you know what? Although she was outstanding bunt, scoring runner in scoring position.
So we have one out, and it's Jamie Clark at the plate.
Just taking a look at the games and the game sheets and the players' game. There's got to pick some all-stars and an MVP and some players of the game. Certainly it's up in the air right now, 2-0 here in second gold medal game.
We'll see if Jamie Clark can change that around and make it a bit easier for you. Lays off that one. Of course,
Clark has had a single and 2 RBIs
yes, 2
today.
RBIs.
So she's responsible for knocking in both runs.
Yeah, but she hit that single to a left. She's taking a big swing there, but does not get much on it. 1-2.
Really, Elliott's going to give her anything close to hit here.
She was thinking about swinging, but good job from Clark. Just calming down, and you see the coach, Namesh, Jim Namesh, just saying, hey, settle down here.
You know, Elliott's a pitcher right there. 1-2, didn't want to give anything close, almost got a strikeout.
And she's going to slap that one past a diving roulette, and Namesh going to hold the runner there at third. So we have runners on the corner as Jamie Clark now 2 for 2.
That was eerily similar to the one where she drove in 2 runs earlier in the game in the second inning to take the lead.
13, right fielder Sabrina Stalteri.
So here is Sabrina Stalteri, drew a walk in her last plate appearance, so she's just 0 for 1.
And she's been the top batter for the Lords all weekend, so positioned to bump up the score here.
Elliott going up high once again here, but Stalteri laying off.
Again, the Lords showing great patience. Like Elliott's approach here in the mound, but Lords are showing some.
A little bit of a check swing here, and almost worked out for her, but stays foul.
Again, really high in the strike zone. St. Clair looking to turn 2 here, and you know what? I don't think I've seen a normal double play ground ball. It's been line drives and double plays all weekend.
Some poor base running, but double play balls are rare in softball action, and Stalteri fouls that one right back.
We actually seen it earlier at third base. Play on third base with less than 2 outs, unless the ball's hit on the ground, there's no reason for them to leave the bag. No reason whatsoever to leave the bag, because if it's in the air, deep, or hits the green, they're going to walk in.
And how about this? A couple of 9-3 groundouts as well. So very interesting, and the stolen base is successful.
That was almost. Taking a look at that, that's kind of a page out of men's baseball book. It almost looked like a delayed steal.
So Clark, 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, and now a stolen base. So the All-Star really coming through for the Durham Lords, and that one will bring in another run, potentially 2. Here comes Clark as it's bobbled there in the outfield. 2 runs come to score. So it's Sabrina Stalteri,
Now batting number 20.
2 RBIs off the single.
4-0 now. That stolen base really comes into play now.
And of course, just 1 out in the inning off Cole's sacrifice bunt, so it was a productive out. And here comes another bunt, but bobble there by the catcher. And Cassidy Scott, you see her, she knows that she's lucky. Breaking out a little bit of a smile there, and Jim Nemesh trying to get her to focus back, and we'll see what they do here, but catching a break.
I just have so much respect for the St. Clair catcher. She's got to be in so much pain.
Yes.
Struggling to get out of the crouch, struggling to walk, but putting in a superhuman effort behind the plate. Perhaps one of the most grueling positions of sport of any kind, not just baseball. One of the most grueling positions of any sport.
And then you given the fact that she might have a knee injury, of course, just speculating there, and Scott showing bunt there, and this time it rolls foul.
Very intelligent play again by the catcher, letting that ball roll foul.
Cassidy Scott 0 for 2 thus far. And she will pop this one back, going foul.
Ashley has pitched well. Just a little bloop on one. Base opened up the inning.
Yes. She'll chop this one. Lumley having trouble with it.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to credit Lumley with an error there.
Yep.
I think she tried to get back to first base before actually making the play.
So another error for Lumley.
Now batting number 32, third baseman Ashley Wallace.
But of course, Lumley, we saw her. She redeemed herself in that last game, really coming through big time. But still, 4-0 lead for the Durham Lords with Ashley Wallace now at the plate. She's going to sky this one back. That one is gone. Ashley Wallace, a 3-run home run And the Durham Lords are up 7-0, and they are one step closer to winning a championship. 5 runs now in this inning off the home run from Ashley Wallace. And that error really hurts now.
Little pause in the action there. St. Clair, this is what's great about sport too. The St. Clair players are trying to pick up their pitcher here. And that's what teamwork's all about.
I've been complimenting the Mohawk Mountaineers for doing that all throughout the postseason as well, and always good to see that camaraderie between teammates. And it looks like the left fields are being attended to by the athletic trainer. They've taken a hit on that wall, of course. It's tough to keep track of where you're actually heading and how close that wall might be, especially as an away team.
Looks like St. Clair has got some action in the dugout. Is that number 19 Stiller looking at potentially coming back into the game?
It looks like it, yeah. It looks like Sarah Stiller back in the bullpen warming up. And Elliott's regular season success just has not translated here in the postseason.
But what you know about sport is really simple. Doug Wiseman has prepared his team for all aspects of the game. We are only in the top of the 4th.
Yes.
So I don't rule out great teams with great coaches because they always have the opportunity. But certainly a hole has been dug by the Saints. But I think give full credit to Lords. Here we go with ball coming back.
Hi, Jim.
Almost in our broadcast.
Almost. Had a few come near us, but still nothing generally coming towards our direction. So fouled off there from Hill. 0-1. The count, 1 out. And you hear that Durham bench, they are really in this one. Their teammates on that bench getting themselves involved now with those chants, really getting Hill motivated here as well. Big inning for the Durham Lords. Good pitch there from Elliott. 2-2.
Elliott, a freshman, just imagine what she's going to bring to the dance next year. She's a battler.
Yep. Just gaining some experience. Yeah, the pitcher of the year, gaining some experience.
Again, do this a couple times. Actually, that's what's great about baseball. I do this a few times. But a tip of the hat to Elliott there. Gives up a home run, comes back and strikes out the next batter. I see a very bright future for this young lady.
And she's also being coached by the OCAA Coach of the Year, Doug Wiseman. So St. Clair, of course, a very good program here, and looks to be a very bright future for them.
This is a very freshman-laden team for the Saints. That's why it's no surprise that Doug Wiseman was the Coach of the Year, because he really did have to restock the farm and has done so. And obviously success being division champions and currently playing for a gold medal.
They have 9 first-year players on their roster and just 3 fourth-year players.
Unfortunately, they're going to lose one of the best players the OCAA has seen in Sarah Bondi as she's completing her career.
Of course, we know Bondi. She definitely wants to leave on a positive note here and with a championship. But Durham, they're really going to make that dream difficult here, up 7-0. But 2 outs in the inning, full count for Elliott.
Elliott's been up in the strike zone her entire appearance here. Good pitch.
Lumley that time, no trouble for her. Completing that out unassisted to finish off the inning. But the damage was done for the Durham Lords, putting up 5 runs as they're up 7-0 heading to the bottom of the 4th. So the St. Clair Saints going to look to respond off that big inning from the Durham Lords, and they'll be doing it with Madison Clark stepping up to the plate now, and Clark might be just the batter they want at the plate. Drew a walk and has a stolen base so far. And a slap hitter there as she runs out of the box but not able to put a swing on it and finds that falling for a strike. It looks like one of the Durham assistant coaches now approaching the umpire. I wonder what this is about. So it looks to be just a re-entry. And we will be resuming play here. 0-1. Madison Clark still at the play and finds herself now down 0-2. That one hits the top of our stanchion here, almost coming towards us. Clark fouling it off, of course. 0-2 still to count. Clark laying off the low pitch there, so the count evened up at 2 apiece. Showing a good eye here. Now she's back at a full count after being down 0-2 to start the at-bat. So Clark ends up drawing her second walk this game, and of course, the first time she was able to do that ended up stealing second base.
Now batting number 13, first baseman Megan Lumley.
So here is Megan Lumley. Let's see how she responds off that error. Last time that happened, of course, she hit that game-winning home run.
She's a character player, great player. Never give up, never say die.
So some good patience being shown here from the St. Clair Saints. They know they can't get all these runs back on one swing.
Durham pitcher Hill is given everything she can, but looks like we do have Glendenning warming up in the pen. It's just...
Might bloop in there. It does. Cole's not able to come up with that one, so 2 runners now on base and a single there for Lumley.
So we have a walk and a bloop, and all of a sudden two on, and nobody out. St. Clair
Number 18,
pointed out earlier, they're not going to quit. Certainly they have the opportunity to chip away. They don't have to get it all back at once, Mo. They just they get 2 or 3 this inning, 2 or 3 the next, and the game changes.
And you're talking about never say die attitudes. Ali Sempt.
Well, it was the epitome of never say die was last game.
Yes. Yeah.
Down to the last batter, 3-run homer forces the second gold medal game. That's what sport is.
So the cleanup hitter, Sempt, now up at the plate, and it was the heart of the order up for the St. Clair Saints. Another close pitch there. Sempt 0 for 1.
Looks like an infield fly. The umpire's already called the batter out.
So that'll be the first out in the inning as Seventh pops out.
Exactly what Hill wanted. She wanted to either a strikeout or a pop out.
Third baseman,
So
Jordan
runners
Taylor.
don't advance. Here's been the star of the tournament so far for the Saints.
Yep, Jordan Taylor.
Just outstanding player.
Not
outstanding
only with her
tournament.
at-bat, really showing off her glove, making some nice diving plays in foul territory.
She actually moved to play shortstop for a little bit last game too.
After catcher was injured.
It
And
was flawless. She was flawless.
She ended up turning a double play after making that change there at short.
Terrific player. Terrific. Hill going, chipping away, trying to work the outside of the plate, but again falls behind 2-0. That's a tough thing to do on a good hitter, especially when St. Clair's in the middle of their lineup.
What a good addition this was for St. Clair. This is the first year player, of course. So the count 2-1 with one out. Taylor will just look to chip in and hope to cut into this lead. A 7-run deficit. Whips that one right past the diving shortstop, Melissa McKnight.
Great play by the outfielder to keep St. Clair at bay, but again, it is a run-scoring situation. Bases loaded, one
Now
out
batting number 7,
for the St. Clair Saints. With the Durham team, I think they're willing to give up a run here to get an out, so one run's okay. If they can get that second out, give up only one run, I think they would take that.
We'll see what happens here. Bases loaded for roulette.
Looks like Hill wants to play down in the strike zone, maybe trying to force a ground ball. First and third are playing in. Short and second playing at normal place.
That one up high, so the count 2-0, and time will be called. Stanov will just speak with her pitcher, Emily Hill.
Glendenning is really heating up in the pen there. Hill has given the Lords 3 1/3 inning of shutout ball so far.
Yep, Glendenning in the regular season, 36.2 innings pitched, a 2.48 ERA.
Again, Saints looking to drive something in the outfield to get the merry-go-round going here. Durham looking to get it out. I think again, once they'll be happy with out, St. Clair looking to keep it at one out along the way.
And that one is called a strike. Some disagreements here, but still 2-1 the count.
But he's called that strike all
Yes.
day. All day, so.
And going to call that one a strike as well, so we're evened up 2-2.
A little lower in the strike zone, a little inside. But Hill works her way back into a favorable count.
Yeah, Roulette was just thinking about taking all the way. She's going to be forced to swing here. She skies
Infield
this
fly
one
rule
high.
called.
McKnight makes that one, but of course they were already out there. But McKnight, good job from her nevertheless.
Now batting number 15, right fielder Nicole Brownell.
St. Clair Saints still in a position to score here. Bases loaded here. We're in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, but 2 outs. So Emily Hill inching her way closer and closer to finishing this inning, and it's going to help her cause there with that strike.
Again, Hill up in the strike zone, actually out forcing pop-ups. So St. Clair hasn't been able to square much up today in this game.
This one goes straight to McKnight. Just gets her by a step. I'm surprised she wasn't thinking about making that play there at second, but still works out for her.
Looks like Christie's hurt there. I don't know if she got stepped on or it's just that looks like it was just the stretch she had to do
big
there.
stretch there from Marina Christie.
I think that extra 2 or 3 inches caused a little bit of injury. The injury will go away, but got the out. St. Clair unable to score, threatened. Looked like they were going to get back in this game real quick.
could definitely put a damper on their momentum as they are still down 7-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning.
Leading off for the Lords, number 44, designated hitter, Sarah Seafred.
So it'll be Sarah Seafred coming up to the plate.
She's had, again, an outstanding tournament. One of the top players in the Durham lineup.
Yep, has drew a walk in this game, and that could fall in there for a single. It does. So Seafred continuing on with her impressive showing, picking up a leadoff single.
Drives the ball right up the middle in front of the center fielder, and Durham, again, the key to Durham's success in this game is they're getting runners on base with nobody out. It gives the coaches an ability to use some strategy.
Christie getting out there, but still a productive out as the runner moves up to second base.
I'm going to jump in there, Mo. What you just saw is that some of the charm of women's softball. You have the league's leading batter.
Yep.
Give herself up on a sacrifice bunt. You do anything you can do to win, and everybody is a potential bunter. Everybody's a potential home run hitter.
So here is Coles, and speaking of sacrifice bunts, Coles putting a nice bunt herself in her last plate appearance. It's going to hit this one. Runner was thinking about moving. She ends up doing so. Good job faking that throw, though. Wow, good job from Roulette. That is just good fielding right there. Faking the throw and getting the runner tagged out there. So it looks like the runner, of course, will be safe at first after there was no attempt to throw her out. But Roulette will take that as she gets the lead runner out. So we have 2 outs in the inning for Jamie Clark, the second baseman. Clark 2 for 2 thus far, and skies this one well up high, but goes foul. But put some distance into that ball as it heads onto the street there. And that one's going to get past Roulette as she can come up with that one. Good effort from Roulette as gets past Taylor. Excuse me there. And we will have 2 runners on base.
Now batting number 13, right fielder, Sabrina Stalteri.
So here is Sabrina Stalteri. Might be a future all-star of this tournament. Great job from her throughout, of course, this tournament as she finds herself now in a count 1-1 with 2 outs.
Even with 2 outs, there's always a scoring opportunity in this game.
Pitch up high there.
You know what, Ellie's giving up a couple hits along the way, but she's fighting.
Yes.
You know, it looks like she's throwing the ball a little bit harder now. She's still a little up in the strike zone, but she's fighting.
This one might fall in there. It's ball safe. Runner will come around to score. And this lead now pushed to 8.
My heart goes out to that girl on the mound because they've got a few hits, with the exception of the home run. The few hits have just been 5 feet over the infielders, just dropping in little flares down the line. So she's certainly been handed a plate of bad luck in this game, but she'll be back, guaranteed.
For sure. Great first year for Elliott.
I just thought last couple batters, she has just went right at them. But that's the game. A little bad luck here, a little bloop, and game changes.
This one is popped out, heading towards the St. Clair bullpen. So it's Cassidy Scott at the plate. 1-1 the count. We've seen Scott attempt a few sacrifice bunts, taking the bat off her shoulder there, but Roulette making the unassisted play to finish off the inning. But the Durham Lords able to play in 1 run, as the lead now is up 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Leading off for the Saints, number 17, designated hitter, Allie Telfer.
So here is Allie Telfer. Game narrowing down here. Allie Telfer going to look to change that, puts a charge into the outfield. Cassidy Scott there making a nice play.
Nice swing by Telfer, but just a couple steps. Again, both outfielders so athletic. Unless you got something lined, I think they're going to get to almost everything, and we proved that. Like I said, I've been around the game now with Humber as far as back in for a number of years. This could be the greatest final I've seen as far as 2 incredible teams.
And here we go, McKnight. She's going to have to turn this quickly. She's able to do so as Pierce is gunned down there, heading for first.
A little bit of a bloop on McKnight's perhaps there, but again, her release is lightning quick, and she gets the ball over. And Christie at first certainly isn't afraid to stretch, as evidenced by the 3rd out last inning.
So 2 quick outs. And Sarah Bonney will look to change things here.
With an 8-0 lead with well, you know what? Well, let's be positive on this side. With Bondi up, I'd like to see her a couple more at-bats before her career's over. So,
yes,
Sarah, we're behind you here. Just love to be able to tip our hat another time. So she's got opportunity with still 9 outs to go.
Looking at that one for a strike.
Certainly hasn't had the game today that she's shown all year and throughout the tournament, as she's had 2 first strike pop-outs to the infield.
Yep. And she finds herself now behind in the count, 1-2. And what could be her last at-bat, but we certainly hope not. Brushing off. Emily Hill brushing her off the plate there, 2-2.
Emily Hill not changing her approach on the mound. She's staying high in the strike zone, but since she's been getting ahead of batters, she's been able to do that.
Chopper there, McKnight. This time she's not able to make it cleanly. She still comes up throwing. And Jim, just as you mentioned, she has a great arm, and we saw that right there, getting Bondi to go out.
We're going to be tasked with picking the players of the game for here, and boy, for player of the game for Durham, that's quite a call. You've got every aspect. You got Emily Hill pitching a shutout over 5 innings. You got Wallace hitting a home run. You got Clark getting on base a couple times, scoring a couple, getting them ahead. And you got McKnight, just unbelievable defense.
Yeah, McKnight also has a single and a walk to her credit as well.
So you've got a lot of choices for that spot today.
And I know Sarah Seafred, another player, got to look out for. So an 8-0 game as we'll be entering the top of the 6th inning. So a big game for Ashley Wallace, of course, hitting that home run. Wallace skies this one way up high.
Major league pop-up.
Yes, and roulette. No trouble for her making that out at short.
As we go into the 6th inning here, I've been, again, the last few championships, we've hosted baseball last year, softball a few years ago. This weather cannot be better. We've had people in shorts and T-shirts all weekend long. So I don't know who was kind to us, but thank you. I know our staff have been on the cameras for almost 14 hours. Are pleased to have this weather.
Yes. So this is Nicole Mancini at the plate.
Nice pitch there. As we're winding down the championships, I take a look around the crowd, and although the Humber Hawks were unable to medal this year, I see about 12 or 13 of the girls here at the game supporting the game.
Yes,
so
always good to see.
For Coach Bowles and his staff, I know the couple coaches are here and the players. You know what? We look for better, bigger and brighter things, but thank you for instilling the fact that this game is for the women and is to continue to be grown. So Humber Hawks, if you're listening, ladies, thank you for coming out and supporting the game.
Mancini will just foul this one off. Jim Nemesh not able to scoop that one up as it goes foul. But I do like that St. Clair, the coaching staff's showing confidence, and their pitcher, Elliott, their ace. That one was ripped foul past Taylor at third base.
Do you know what? 8-0 with 6 outs to go. You never give up. You never say die. But again, you got to credit the St. Clair coaching staff for sticking with their players. I think that reaps rewards. A couple years from now, when Elliott's on the mound, maybe winning a championship, she's going to remember the fact that the coach, had faith in her to go out.
And Mancini, she's going to get a single right down the middle.
Now batting number 2, shortstop Melissa McKnight.
This Durham team looks very much like the team that knocked off St. Clair yesterday. Hitting everything and playing great defense.
McKnight just pops straight out to Taylor. So we have 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting number 44, designated hitter Sarah Seafred.
Seafred swinging right through that one, pitch low.
What do we have Seaford down for this game, Mo?
Currently a walk came in the second inning. She eventually came around to score. And then I have her with a single. That was her last plate appearance.
So she's been on base a couple times.
Yes.
So certainly continuing to have a terrific tournament. Again.
She's going to get another single, maybe even more, as this ball heads to the warning track. It's going to score a run, and Seafred might get an RBI double. Here comes the throw to the plate. No good, and Seafred going to trot on down to third base, picking up the RBI double as Nicole Mancini comes around to score.
So Seafred, again, with the RBI double, advances to third on the throw. Durham pushes out to a 9-0 lead. As we flirt with 10 here, Mo, the rule, mercy rule in OCAA softball is 10 runs after 5, but the home team is allowed to come up and bat. So even though if Durham does get to that magic number, St. Clair certainly has a chance to come in and change that.
And it looks like they might be going to that number.
Oh, wow.
Great catch there. Madison Clark covers a lot of ground there. And Jim, you mentioned one of the fastest players you've ever seen, and she's really showing that speed there.
You know what? Plays like that where you got to run that distance, outfielders tell you get jumbo eyes, trying to run your glove, but showed great skill. Glove tight to her chest, no bouncing, extend her arm, make the play. A terrific play.
So back-to-back innings where the Durham Lords are able to score 1 run, and their lead up 9-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Center fielder Madison Clark.
I'm going to jump in before I even start there.
Okay.
One of the cool things about baseball, and you see it all the time, somebody makes a great defensive play,
Yep.
they somehow lead off the next inning.
Yes, we actually saw that earlier in this game.
And Clark did make an outstanding play, because that would have scored her 10th run, and certainly would have been extra bases. She didn't track that ball.
Of course, that would have put the mercy rule in effect as well.
Durham Lords 6 outs away from defending their championship.
It will be 3 championship wins in a row, a three-peat for the Lords. Of course, this St. Clair team heading into the postseason, winners of 10 in a row, a 20-4 record.
Yeah, very young. It's going to be scary what we see next year. But you got to take a look at this Durham Lords team. 3 wins, 3 championships in a row, and a record like no other in women's softball. So they're going to be there.
And a strikeout for Emily Hill. Wow, great statement there.
Emily Hill making a, talk about statement, she's making a statement for a potential spot on the Tournament All-Star team with this performance.
Looking to get that complete game. 5 outs away of doing so. Lumley driving this one, splitting the outfielders there. She's probably going to go for 2 as she does. Throwing the plate, second base, well late, so a stand-up double for Lumley.
You know what we call Lumley in baseball circles, softball circles? She's a professional hitter. Just goes up there, hits the ball, goes up there, hits the ball, and then goes up there and hits the ball in the
Yes.
gap and over the fence. Just a professional. There's no better compliment we can give to a player. The Saints in a position to get on the board here again. They still got 5 outs to play with. Stranger things have happened
Yes.
in these circles.
We've seen a lot of crazy things happen during this OCAA playoffs. That is a foul ball as Ashley Wallace attempted to play it on her backhand.
Again, I like that play because even though it was foul, I'm sure in her own heart she thought it was foul, but you know what? Taking no chances. Durham would be playing for 1 out here. I don't think the base runner is really concerned. They're looking for outs.
Especially with their lead. Close pitch there. Yeah, it would be called a strike, so good call from the umpire.
Again, Hill going up in the strike zone, trying to force another one of those. I don't have the stats in front of me. There must be 8 to 10 infield pop-ups.
Fly this one. Scott on the run. Wow, what a play from Cassidy Scott.
How many times did we talk about that today, Mo? These outfielders are just tremendous.
Yes, especially the center fielders, yep.
The center fielders, she went over from almost the right side of second base to behind the shortstop, directly out to the fence to make that catch. Stretched out, unless you're hitting the ball line drives, they're catching everything.
And of course, when the tournament started in the first game, that sun was glaring right there in the outfield. So we're not sure if Cassidy Scott was battling sun there, but still coming up with a great play there. So here is Jordan Taylor, who's also made a couple of great plays herself throughout this tournament. Drives this one, and Coles has no chance on it.
Just sliced away from the left fielder, foul. But then again, look at the scoreboard there. We got an 0-2 count.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of those today. Looks like Hill has gotten strike one on most batters. And again, she got the best hitter in the tournament so far against the best pitching performer. Let's see if she goes up the ladder.
Getting in the head and the counts really dictates how you approach the at-bat. It's so important, and Coles has plenty of space this time to make it out, and she does in foul territory, ending this inning. So another 0 put up on the board. Emily Hill, great job from her. 9-0 as we head to the final inning.
The Durham Lords are 3 outs away from claiming the 2017 OCAA Women's Softball Championship.
So here is the British Columbia native, Kaylee Coles. Coles hits this straight up, and Ellie, a good reaction from her. And making a good throw there to first as well for the first out in the inning.
Now batting number 6, second baseman Jamie Clark.
So here's Jamie Clark, OCAA All-Star. She pops this one straight up. Elliott was thinking about making a play on it, but a good job just letting the first baseman Lumley completing that out for the second out. 2 quick outs.
Yeah, but Clark has had herself one heck of a game. She's the one who pushed Durham into the lead.
Yes.
I think she's got a couple hits and 2 or 3 RBIs early in the game.
Along with a stolen base as well. Whoa, watch out. Solitary has to ducking out. Has to duck out of that one. That pitch almost hitting there in the head.
Wallace has been the RBI hero for the Lords this weekend, but Solitary certainly has been the led the hit parade for this team.
That falls for a strike, so the count even up 2-2.
Elliott falls behind 2-0, but you know what? As all good pitchers does, she comes right back into the strike zone.
This one is skied up there. Taylor calling for it, but ends up being taken there by Roulette.
Well, good communication on behalf of the St. Clair Saints. And here we go, folks.
Yep.
We are heading to the bottom of the 7th. The Durham Lords up 9-0 with 3 outs standing between them and a 3rd straight provincial title. Bo, as we move on to the bottom of the 7th inning here, again, thank yous to our sponsors. I'll let you jump on that in a minute, but thank you, Humber College is our host. Thank you to Paul Mastelaires and his efforts with the umpires. Again, 3 umpires per game, umpires and chiefs being on site. Thank you to the mums and dads and families that have come out to watch these. And as a convener of the OCAA Women's Softball, a really heartfelt, sincere thank you to the players and the coaching staff.
Roulette flies out there to left field, and of course, thank you to our sponsors, Bel Air Direct and Home Run Sports.
Folks, just a little update here. 2 outs to go. We will be showing the awards ceremony in its entirety. So stick with us as the game goes along. We will be showing the whole awards ceremony. The awards ceremony, again, is going to include, we're going to announce the players of the game for the first gold medal game, the players of the game for this gold medal game. Then we've got the all-star team, the presentation of the silver medals, the gold medals, and the championship plaque and banner.
So still lots to be seen here, and thank you, of course, to our viewers as well joining us on Hawks Sports Network.
Emily Hill with 2-0 count, but she hasn't strayed from her plan, her strategy of pitching today.
Yep, and we actually want to make a note here. It's number 12, Jenna Purus, at the plate, the London, Ontario native, in her 4th year.
She's experienced a lot of success with this St. Clair Saints team.
So Doug Wiseman giving her veteran an at-bat here in this championship game.
3 years ago, she was part of a St. Clair team that won the championship, and last year, team that went to the finals. So she's certainly going to have some hardware hanging on her door handle or on her shelf at home, including a guaranteed a gold or a silver today.
Gonna take that pitch for a strike. Emily Hill really dicing here. 3-1 to count though.
St. Clair batter taking all the way. They're looking for base runners here.
Swinging through that one. So the count now back full 3-2. And Emily Hill strikes out Jenna Pira. So the Durham Lords are 1 out away from winning the gold medal. The reigning champions.
Now batting number 17, designated hitter Ali Telfer.
So the Saints are going to rely on Ali Telfer to keep their playoff hopes alive. Telfer fouls that back.
Great swing. She was right on top of that. But looks like Hill, with 2 outs, is just going to pound the strike zone.
Yes.
Again, it's she's looking. I think she'd take the strikeout for a little bit of glory, but I think anything, ball in play, she's looking for an out.
Yep.
An out wins the title.
Telfer fouling that one back again, staying on top of it, but 0-2 down to their final strike.
Again, Emily Hill going up in the strike zone. She gets strike 1, strike 2 is a little bit higher, and her third pitch is right at the letters. So if she stays by her habits here, look for something high in the strike zone.
So here we go. The stage is set for Emily Hill. That one might fall in there, and it does. So Telfer making things a bit tense here, but staying alive.
Telford has been a great player in the Saints program for a number of years, so it's nice to see her get a knock late in the game here. Still, Lords looking for an out. Great.
We'll have a pinch runner.
Nice ovation from the St. Clair fan base here for Telford.
And here's another pinch hitter, Tiana Lachance. Gonna take that one for a strike. So Emily Hill really gonna empty the gas tank out.
9-0. Coach Wiseman is going to his bench, getting these girls some playoff experience.
Yep. Still thinking about the future, always, even if this is the last game of the season. So they're down to their final strike and their final out as Emily Hill winds up. Sean's fouling it back.
Fighting all the way to the end here.
Seems this last out has always been the most grueling one to get.
Unfortunately for the Saints, the end looks to be near, but you know what? Batter by batter, they're looking to extend it.
Yes.
There it is.
There we go. McKnight! What a play to end the game and to win the championship. Melissa McKnight, all throughout this game, we've been praising her in the field, and she showed it off there. And the Durham Lords, the reigning champions, win their 3rd title in a row. What a win. 9-0 the final score after a wild first game between these teams after Lumley hit that game-winning home run. And a celebration and a well-deserved win for the Durham Lords, picking themselves up and winning the 2nd game. Wow. And of course, stay tuned. As Jim mentioned, we will be still streaming the awards ceremony. But thank you to all of our viewers tuning in throughout the OCAA Championship Tournament this weekend. Thank you to our sponsors, Baylor Direct and Home Run Sports. And thank you to all the teams participating and the fans for making the trip, watching their teams and supporting them. So it's the Durham Lords winning their 3rd championship in a row. The final score, 9-0. So for Mo Krusashai, along with my broadcast partners, Jim Bialek and Natalie Stoberman, thank you guys for joining us on Hawks Sports Network. and thank you for tuning in throughout this season.
The Home Run Player of the Game Awards will be presented by OCAA softball convener Jim Bilek. From Game 1 of our gold medal matchup, the players of the game. From Durham, number 44, Sarah Seafred. St. Clair's player of the game, number 13, Megan Lumley. softball silver medalists. OCAA Women's Softball Champions. Congratulations to both teams.